the Liberal candidate for Gilmore Andrew Constance. It's a very tight race where you are, Andrew. Just first on the Prime Minister's comments, no regrets. Do you think he should have some?
No, I mean, look, life throws all sorts of curveballs at people. He's no different from the rest of us. So, ultimately, we should be grateful for the service that he's given. Not always perfect, I think that's fair to say, but, he said so himself during the election campaign that he wanted to do things differently. So, look, I think, the main thing is we should be, as all Liberals should be doing, recognising the contribution made of Scott and his team, and we now move into a very different phase.
Yeah, indeed. He also described the campaign from some of those independents as vicious and brutal, and they played things, quote unquote, very hard. I mean, he kind of wrote the playbook on that kind of politics, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, this is why I think, Canberra's politics got to change. It's really getting to people, and there's this huge disconnect. So I think it's got to be a constructive parliament. I think the Libs and the Nats have got to play a constructive role and make sure that, we're there to embrace and bring as much bipartisanship to the national parliament as we can.
Are you going to be there to be part of that change? Are you going to be given that opportunity, Andrew, looking at the tight vote count today?
Yeah, so it's very, very tight, and I've got to wait till Friday week till we sort of know what the likely outcome of that is. So, I'm going to just keep doing what I'm doing, and it's all about the community for me, and I think ultimately we'll just wait and see what happens.
Yeah, so what do you think is going to happen? How tight is it exactly? Because we're seeing the official numbers, but you've got scrutinies around the place, surely. What are they saying?
Oh, they're a bit happier last night when there was 2,500 additional pre-poll votes that we weren't aware of. So, that has been favouring me a little bit in terms of the previous pre-poll. So we'll wait and see what happens. Again, this is a community decision. You've got to respect that. So, that's why, I'm pretty relaxed about life at the moment. We'll just wait and see what happens.
Relaxed as you can be, at least for the next week
I've got no fingernails left. No fingernails left, Laura. Money.
Okay, so you're not that relaxed at all. Okay, let's pretend for a moment. We'll take the glass half full approach. You get there. It's very tight in that seat of Gilmore, but you get there and you get to Canberra. What are you going to change? What do you want to do?
Well, I want to bring a humanity, compassion and empathy to this. So, I learned a lot out of 20 years in state politics, and I certainly learned a lot during Black Summer, and I certainly know that Australians want everyone to be working together and stop, knocking each other and dragging each other down. I am going to try and, bring a different approach. So I think, the Liberal Party, it's not about the factions, and it's not about the two different streams of, moderates and right wing. It's got to be about everybody recognising the Liberal Party exists for Australians. The party doesn't exist for itself, but it exists for our community. And so, trying to make sure that we come together, make Gilmore my first priority, getting all those commitments that were promised by both sides during the campaign delivered for my community. It's not rocket science. And then making sure that, Australia just continues to build on being the wonderful country it is. And, look, I think people just want change because they, this is reflective. I mean, Albo got elected with 32% national primary vote. That's a lot of people who are saying, look, we want change here. So, I think we've got to take a very mature and constructive approach, and that's what I see my role as.
And what do you think Peter Dutton will be like as a leader?
Oh, I don't know him personally, to be honest, because I haven't been in Parliament with him. So
you've never met?
Yeah, no, we met. He came down during the campaign, but no, I mean, I think, Australians are pretty fair-minded. As long as it's positive, and we get to see a different approach and it's constructive. I was horrified to see Tanya Plibersek having a go at him yesterday. I mean, that says nothing's been learnt. You can't go playing that type of politics anymore. Everybody's had a gutful of it. I've had a gutful of it. So I just think let's just put a bit of kindness into the place and just let Australians continue to heal through the natural disasters we've been through, the pandemic we've been through. The Labor Party have done the usual thing that, we've had our big briefing with Treasury and the boogeyman's come out and we're discovering things. That's just playbook stuff. we've got to work together to get Australia through the national security issues. We've got to work to get through the economic issues, which are down the track. And I just think people have just had a gutful of just everyone having a go.
All right, we'll keep a very close eye on that count for you, Andrew Constance. Tom Connolly is all over it, I assure you. We'll check in soon.
I hope he just goes those additional pre-poll votes that are now coming in. They're pretty good.
Yeah, right. Well, I'll alert him to that. We'll hear from him in about 20 minutes' time. We'll see his prediction as well in the supercomputer. Let's hope it doesn't say no. Andrew Constance, we'll speak to you soon.